All right. This is another video. I was thinking about not making the video, and but I figured that maybe there'll be a time I won't be able to make videos. So who knows what that day is for me? I don't know. So let me make video and just put things back in perspective, and also talk to the people watching me who are actually going through certain things or will be going through, or you know will be watching. As target individual, you are put in this thing where they do this horrible thing, right? And people who involve themselves, they're not per se monsters, but they try to create this reality to try to justify what they're part of, when in reality is what they're part of is so disgusting. Now I understand it doesn't take a special person to do what they do. It just takes some level of weakness and do these things. They delude themselves into all this, this reality they've put together. I'm with my coworker, right? They involve themselves. They do horrible things, but in their mind, they believe that they're good people, that they're just being mean, they're just being strict, and not strict but severe, because I done so much wrong and thing, and what, when you're at the club, like, try to bring up everything, and on top of that, they try to go with the things they manipulate me to experience now, as if this is natural. They live off what they created themselves and get super angry about it. You are in a program that does these things to people non-stop. You force people to experience these things. This is what this technology is capable of doing. That's what they do. This noise campaign. Right now, as I'm talking, there's obviously a spam call happening. This is what they do. They are trying to block out reality by any means. These people obviously know that this technology is doing all these things to me. They are playing with this technology. I hear somebody say, you're a good one. And meaning that I'm a good target individual to have, because, I've done so much bad things that, it's good. It's bad for the others, but you, it's good. It's unfortunate for the others, but you're... These are the same people who are in the program that is killing kids and women. So you understand how they are tricking themselves to think, oh, this is just normal. That's okay. That's life, I guess. But you are bad. First of all, the reason why I find strength in knowing what they're doing to me is because these good ones have spoke about what they do to them. The bad ones, I should say, the bad ones, these women, these vulnerable people, saying how they experience these disturbing thoughts. What's happening to them? The manipulation, from the libido, to dreams, to the stimulations, all of that has been said by others. There's nothing new happening to me. That's the thing. If you're doing this to me, it's because you've done it to others. And it's been systematically done to that point when it's just all protocol. I'm experiencing the nastiest things. I talked about the black little girls, about all the BS things they try to, and then thinking, no, those you when you're like, and they're like, we proved it. And look at these people. Do you look like a specialist in anything when it comes to that? You look like somebody who's trained to block out reality and create this false reality by this brainwashing tactic. You are not influencing me. I know what you're doing. Yes, this technology is influencing me, but you can never influence me knowing what you're part of. I will never let them live the fantasy. They try to normalize it, okay, and they are creating this mysticful theater of a torment. It's like, this is gonna be our bullets. You're gonna be burning in fire. You're gonna, this is our money. It's like, first of all, it's the Department of Defense. It's our money. We are protecting. They're delusional. First of all, you're not the one responsible for me being in this program. I know where it comes from. It comes from people who are not out here protecting women's rights or anything, whatever BS you're trying to. You cannot even speak about Lee Dan for a reason. Okay? That should already tell you where this thing goes. Then you find out that the people really in charge of this, the people really coming up with these methods and tactics, are filled with pedophiles. Oh, awkward, huh? Well, you do this pedophilia type of torture, which others have spoke about, including those bad ones that you talk about. And then you torture children and women and think that, oh my gosh, for you. When you hear testimony of what they do to women all around the world, it's nasty as it gets. It's false. Listen, I used to say things that I just realized that why would I even say that? I would be like, at least there's nobody. I'm talking to people involved in a program that is doing the nastiest things on earth. We're talking about women losing children. We're talking about their babies getting sick and dying. We're talking about women getting raped remotely. We're using this technology non-stop. But people, this trash, they know these things. And they're like, oh, he's going to castrate you. I was like, castrate me, please. I could live your life. You try to normalize this thing in your delusional and then try to create a theater of just because you know what you signed up for. And now you're like, oh, our bullet. Oh, this and that. Oh, where's your bullet? Let's go. First of all, I know it's basically a man that's, imagine like somebody who's already dead. And I'm not saying I'm dead already, but I'm saying I was put in this program, and once you put in this program, you're doomed. And then they're like, hey, you want to live your fantasy? Come over here. Yeah, women. But the person, and what you do usually is torture a lot of women and children. But say, hey, with him, to play your fantasy. Go ahead. Play your little movie. Oh, yeah. Oh, well, when you're ahead killing. And I'm seeing behind you all the people you've tortured and tormented, and I see women and children. And you go with your BS storylines. And you think I'm going to let you live your fantasy? No. I'm here for a purpose. I understand my purpose. There's a lot of people around me who wanted to come up with their fantasy. They wanted to pretend they're doing it for this and that, when in reality, they're just opportunists. And were able to trick themselves to think that this is okay. No. I don't care if you feel guilty or not. That doesn't matter to me. I don't care about how guilty you feel, but you're going to see yourself for what you are. If you are here torturing women and children, you can torture anybody else. You go with your repetitions, your fantasies, this is, you're just validating me. When you hear a woman who can't walk because they torture them so sexually, so nasty, so disgustingly, and they're like, oh, you were lying to block out this reality? No, I'm sorry. You do. There's no countering. Reality is going to be there. For these people, I can stand the ones that try to like block it out. We proved it. We proved it. Excuse me, ma'am. You proved that you don't do the pedophilia type of torture? You proved that this program does not torture women and children? Do you know even mass shootings were caused because of these things? Pushing people to do the worst thing they can imagine because they're going crazy, because they just want something, they want to live. Some of the biggest mass shooting are because of these things. You think, oh, it's a different program. We don't do that. Of course it's the same. And they're like, no, but me personally, I was not working on this target individual. What? You personally cannot do none of it. You personally are nothing. You're just being employed by the people who do that. Tomorrow be somebody else. They live this delusional fantasy. They use these childlike people. They use these people who damn near make themselves on the spectrum and get angry. Oh, you're going to fight because you're talking like this. What? Because I'm saying things that you don't want to hear? Okay. But reality will continuously come up. You know, the nastiest things, the pedophilia things, is disturbing. Man, it's just non-stop. Everything I do, they do something pedophilia-centric. And they try to, oh, it's you, I will prove it. You pedophiles proved it. You who do the pedophilia type of torture proved it. You who force almost all target individuals to do the pedophilia type of torture proved it. You who are so mean and brave behind your door proved it. You trash. Go do your dark energy weaponry. Torture me. But understand, you're never going to be living your fantasy with me. And then on top of that, the BuzzFeed coming with the cherry on top of everything. Pedophiles all through all these agencies. Even the people working on this weapon. And they use these bottom feeders who call themselves, oh, we're mean. And then another cherry comes up. Can you say lead then? Frauds. They try to live life agitating and try to push people to suicide and do this. Like, okay, what kind of life is that? Bravery? Behind your door? Trash.